Same tomato variety. Started the seeds the same day. They were planted a day apart. One of them's in the field, one of them's in the high tunnel, and we're going to look at the difference. How one of them's grown a little better than the other one. So we're going to start here in the field, and this is my ones I'm talking about. I got about 30 paste tomatoes here. The variety is marinara, and I planted these a day later than the ones in the high tunnels. And there's nothing wrong with these, and actually we finally got some blooms right here. And that just started. They just come on today, and they're healthy. But you see how, what are they about? This tall?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the stalks are not all that great. But, I mean, they're healthy and everything. And we've had some really dry weather, and I've watered them about every other day, and I have fertilized them the same as the ones in the high tunnel. I did use a different fertilizer. These are 20-20-20. I used 10-10-10 in the high tunnel. So, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with them, but we're just comparing the difference between a high tunnel and a field tomato. So let's go over there and we'll look at the field tomato, I mean the high tunnel tomato. Now here's some Romas right here that I planted probably just about a week ago. But you kind of see the difference there. So I got you a shot of them here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. These are really, really healthy. I'm gonna say it again. So let's go to the high tunnel. We're in the high tunnel now. This is our 7th year of production in high tunnels. We've got 2, and we alternate peppers in one, tomatoes in the other, and then every year we switch. But this year we're doing something a little different. We're growing in pots, and I think it does do a little, it makes it a little easier on us anyway. And we've already put some, we've got the T-post set and the strings going. And we're going to have to put another string. We just did this week, and they've grown so much, we're going to have to put another
There's
string
a big
in.
tomato right there on that one. I don't know if you make it.
We'll go over and look at it in a minute. But this is the same variety here, all the way to that next post. And you see the difference in them? Look at this. Twice as, maybe 3 times as big. The stalk's a lot bigger. We got blooms everywhere. Every one of these has got blooms on them. Look at this one. I mean, that's a beautiful tomato plant. This one, all the way down here. This one right here, we're going to put another spring on this one. This one right here, and this is the last one of that variety. And then we start another variety right there. But you can see the difference in the growth. And when I was applying for the grant for this high tunnel, the guy told me, he said, you'll be amazed at the production. And I didn't really believe him all that much. And it's true. It's come true. And one of the reasons, now we've been, up to last week, we've been kind of cold at night. And so I would shut the doors and the sides and heat this place up a little bit right before dark. And then I think that's one of the reasons it keeps keep it just a little bit warmer in here. You can see how much difference that makes. Like I said, these were planted one day before those other ones. And it's just amazing. Matter of fact, for the last 2 years, I've not grown any field tomatoes. And the only reason I grew them this year, one reason is I was a little nervous about these pots, so I wanted to have it hedge against it, you know, in case something went wrong here. And it can still go south, you know, until you get that fruit. Don't never count your tomatoes before they ripen. But and so I haven't, like I said, I haven't grown a field tomato crop in 2 years, but I'm hedging this year. But that's a good comparison if you're kind of thinking about why would you even want a high tunnel. That's the thing, you can kind of control the temperature a little bit. Now there's no heat, we don't heat this, we're a long way from the house. We have no electricity, it's all natural. And I think another thing we're doing when we put this black fabric down, it kind of keeps it a little bit warmer too. It holds that heat down. So then, of course, the opposite side of that, when it gets warm, you know, we open all the sides and we get a pretty good breeze through here. I've got them halfway open right now because we got storms coming. And I leave them halfway. When it stays above 65, I just leave it open. And then when it gets a little bit warmer, I'll open these all the way up, the sides. And you get a nice little breeze in here. And it can get hot in here, but it's not, you know, just real bad. But if you got the sides up, creates a breeze and it feels pretty good. So that's the thing about at least getting to this point. You can kind of control the weather just a little bit, or the temperature, and that helps these tomatoes tremendously because seem like it gets too cold. Like a week ago today, it was so cold I couldn't even stay outside, so it was like below 50. A couple mornings before that, it was 38. So I'm sure it's stunning those tomatoes just a little bit. And on the flip side too, we can control the water. You know, when we start ripening, we can control the water. We can on the outside, so you can get one just about ready to ripen. You get a big rain like we do here, and it causes them tomatoes to split. Matter of fact, we've lost one time. It came such a heavy rain, it flooded this. Well, it flooded this right here, and we was getting ready to have the cash in for the year, and it ruined every one of the tomatoes. So that's the thing, you know. But that's one of those 100-year rains, and it was really bad. But just a little heavy thunder shower will ruin your tomato crop, or it has that potential to. But that's one of the reasons we grow here, and I'm a big believer in high tones now, because you know we've proved that these do better on crops. So, and we would, if I was a little younger, I'd put 2 more in. But I don't know if we'll put any more in or not. We've kind of talked about it back and forth. We are eligible to get another grant, and I don't know if we will or not. We'll talk about that later on this summer. I'm kind of leaning not to, but we'll see. So that's my take on field tomatoes versus high tunnel tomatoes. And now some people are going to say they don't taste good. It's the same, but I mean, of course, we're growing in pots this year, and I'll reserve my taste test until the end, but I've done taste test videos, and every one of those tomatoes come from a high tunnel, and they taste just as good as they do out in the field, because you're growing in the ground usually. Up to this year, we have grown in the ground, and now we're just got the ground in the pot, so it's kind of a container, and we'll find out how they taste. And if they don't taste good, we'll do something else. Taste is what sells the tomatoes. So anyway, that's the thing. I'm gonna take you over and show you some of these. We've got getting pretty big, and but that's the comparison on these. It's really, you can't. It's really not a fair competition. Now look at this right here. That's every bit of 3 or 4 times bigger than that other plant. And the blooms, I got blooms everywhere. Every one of these has got blooms. So they'll be sitting fruit here before long. The good thing about them being stunted, what might work out in our favor, and when these are done, we'll have some out there we can go pick. So that's kind of what we're kind of trying out this year, and get a longer growing span. Usually when I was working and had a full-time job, we'd grow in here, and then when this was done, we were done. But now that we're kind of doing this for our semi-living, we want to keep a wide as we can growing season. So I actually started these a little earlier than usual. So I mean, we got some big tomatoes over there. Let's go over and look at those real quick. We got tomatoes everywhere. See right there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are smaller. So this one's full of tomatoes right here. That one's got some all down through here. We got little tomatoes all down through here. Right there.
Here's our peppers. And they'll be going in the other high tunnel next week. So these are all bell peppers. I've got some.
What's that down there?
That's jalapenos.
On the bottom?
Yeah. Well, no, them were watermelons. Right here's the jalapenos.
Mm.
So this will be our next big project. Is yeah, we still got a little bit of time. They're good. But our next big project, we're getting the other high tunnel ready.
Next to it, probably right there. Those are the Cherokee purple, aren't they?
Yeah. That right there is not far from ripening. It look like. But, all these red deuces have got them.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of these red deuces got nice tomatoes on them. All right. Hope I kind of explained our philosophy there. I wanted to do that little test there because I've always, you know, I know this is a lot better production wise, and now I've got something to really compare it against, and that's why I did that. And so I mean, you just can't compare it for his. All right, appreciate you watching. Give me a thumbs up. Hey, slide over and hit that hype. There's a hype button just come up on my videos. Hit that. It helps us out in that algorithm. So hype don't cost you nothing. Just hit it. It's free, but it helps us out. Helps our channel out a lot. Support your local farmer. We'll see you down here in the farm next video.